I was reading this Grower Talks March 2019. Yeah. And they have the real cost of borrowing. Yes. Now, before applying for that loan, make sure you have all the information beyond just the interest rate and weigh the pros and cons. Pooh. Now, I would think that the Federal Reserve of the United States and the FedWire system, yeah, any knowledge of any federal government employee utilizing any funds that they cannot legally use, yes, they themselves could be held liable for that. Now, I was reading about these different types of fees that you have when you're borrowing. Yes, let's say I wanted to borrow $1 trillion from the Federal Reserve, and they're saying, well, I know you have approximately 4 trillion already on the balance books over there. You remember that TARP? Yes, the credit crisis. You decided that you would let the debt mature at a very slow rate so as to not affect the actual economy of the United States. I just heard the president decided to move an embassy to Jerusalem. Quantitative easing. You remember that? Well, what happened is we had a terrorist attack in the United States. Yes. We started a new department known as Homeland Security. Yes. The military spent about $1 trillion fighting a war in Iraq. Saddam Hussein, weapons of mass destruction. That's right. That's right. And then Homeland Security decided to spend $1 trillion making upgrades to the United States of America to fight terrorism. Now, somehow it happened, yes, known as structured finance, yeah, that we had a little credit crisis because a lot of the liar loans didn't go the way that they thought they would. Yes, somebody stepped in with $1 trillion and then another trillion a little later on. Yes. And you decided to lower interest rates to 0% and stimulate the economy through the use of quantitative easing. Yes. Really, it means you just printed up X number of trillions of dollars. Yes. You made the banks lend. Yes, 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 yes. And then over the last, 5 or 6 years, things have been just swimmingly. Now, the president and Israel decided, well, we're going to be all chummy again. And we're going to move an embassy to Jerusalem. Now, you didn't know exactly who the king of that city was? Yes, I happen to know who he is. It could be that you've been waiting for the Messiah. Yes. And if you're Jewish, that's what you're doing, aren't you? You're waiting for the Messiah. You're waiting. I know. In Judaism, exactly where is the Messiah supposed to show up at? Somewhere around Jerusalem? So, the Messiah of Judaism walks into the American embassy.